Coach, just describe the feeling.
Well, there's a lot of different emotions that goes into it. Proud of the guys, especially the way we played today. I think they've earned the right to be there, or we've earned the right to be where we are and to go to the Stanley Cup final. We've beaten 3 good teams, and there's some unfinished business, so that's part of the emotion that you want to keep in check. You want to enjoy it, but also understand that, and I think our guys understand that there's still 4 more steps to take.
Fourth row on the left.
Bruce, what went into the defensive effort of his last few games? How did you stifle them and really keep them to the outside?
Well, I don't think we did in period 1, Ty, of this game 3. Obviously, Tuukka went into the defensive effort. We bent. Obviously, had to kill a lot of penalties. But after that, I thought we got back to our game where usually if you're defending well, it means you're disciplined in your routes, and you also have the puck. We managed the puck a lot better. And tonight, I thought we did a good job staying out of the box. They're a low to high team. Their D are a big part of their offense. I think the other night they attempted half their shot attempts. So when it goes low to high, we've really kind of tried to build in how we're going to cover the 3 forwards from there and try to block shots and clear out so Tuukka can see it. And I thought we did a good job with that for the most part. They certainly got some tips here and there, but I think a lot of their rebounds were on the power play, more so 5-on-5. So I think that was effective for us. Obviously, you saw with Chris Wagner, he paid the price for blocking a shot. I think our guys were willing to do that as well. And then, when you rebound the puck, then get going. I think we did a good job with that and allowed us to get out of our end from there. But for the most part, I don't recall a lot of slot chances. I don't know if the analytics would back that up. I assume they would. So those are the most dangerous ones. So we kind of kept them outside and forced them to get inside our big D. Tonight without Z, it was a little more of a challenge, but I got to give Torrey and Grizz a lot of credit for handling some big bodies in the tough areas.
Front right, Chris.
Bruce, it's not often we see a team win 7 straight playoff games. Why do you think you guys have gotten stronger here as it's gone along?
It's a good question. I think we've probably won the special teams battle every night, and that, or at least sawed it off, would be my just first observation. That usually helps, so we don't give up a lot to begin with. Tuukka's been very consistent. Usually, if you're going to get on a roll, your goaltender's going to have to, if you say win a game for you somewhere along the line or steal one, whatever you want to use, but he's going to have to be there for you. You can't have a bad night if you're going to string together that. And I think it also shows the depth of our group because it hasn't been one line. Tonight it was. The big line was there. The guys obviously pitched in the 200-foot effort. But so, special teams goaltending and then secondary scoring, I think, is why we've been able to string all these together against good hockey clubs at a tough time of year.
Fourth row in the middle, Sergei.
Coach, you kind of alluded to this already, but your top line, did you sense that they were going to have it tonight? I mean, they didn't have to be your best players tonight, but they were.
Well, it's easy to say yes, but I did sense it because they weren't very good in Game 3. They acknowledged it. Jay and Joe will usually sit them down, go through some shifts with them when they start to go, when they look out of sync, because they got such good chemistry. That's when we usually know that they need to dial it back in. When they're a little out of sorts in the neutral zone, not making plays to each other, not supporting the puck, it turns into almost 3 individuals as opposed to a line. So they sat down yesterday before practice and kind of sorted through some of the stuff that I thought the Crowley line had done well against this team. They press up a lot. Do you want to be in your face? So you got to play behind them and skate onto pucks. If you get stubborn and don't do that, start playing east-west. They reload so well and they got good sticks that you have no success. You spend the whole day in your end. So I think they did a good job with that. Yesterday they kind of got it all out there, and so I had a feeling today they've generally bounced back after those little kind of, I don't know if you want to call them tutorials, because I don't know that these are 3 elite players, how much we're teaching them. It's more about reminding them of what's made them successful.
We'll stay on the right, Dan.
Bruce, 2 questions. First, what's the latest on Zdeno? What happened to him? What's the update there? And second, was that your most complete performance of the playoffs tonight?
Tonight, and I think our closeout game in Columbus was excellent as well. I think it was 3-0. We did a real good, very similar to tonight, I thought. So that'd be one of the other. And I think our game, no, Toronto wasn't a complete game. The second period, they got the best of us for a while. So it'd be Columbus or tonight. Although I like game 2 of this series too, Dan. Up at home, we won. I thought we played really well. So, but I guess for the magnitude of the game. As for Zdeno, we found out this morning he wasn't going to be able to go. He's dealing with an injury. This time off will help him. I believe he'll be ready to go in game 1, whenever that is. We don't think it's serious, but I've said that before about some of our guys and found out later. But that's the update. And if we have anything more, we'll give it to you. But I believe he'll be ready to go next round.
We'll take a few more for Coach, far side, Fluto.
Bruce, with how locked in Tuukka has been throughout the playoffs, what do you think will help him? Who knows how long this break is going to be until game 1? What will help him just keep this level into game 1?
Well, I don't think the break will hurt him other than your typical, you lose some of your sharpness of game intensity. I just see Tuukka, not only as a goalie, but as a person, just a really zoned-in guy right now, really even-keeled. So I don't see why that would change in a week. Like I said, I think the sharpness of not playing will affect the whole team. But I don't see after he gets kind of back in the flow. I assume hopefully it's quick for him. Other teams have gone through it. We haven't this playoff. This will be new to us. So I assume he'll come out of it very well. He's played a lot of hockey too, Fluto. Which during the season he hasn't played this many consecutive games. So I think the break will do him some good as well.
In the far back on the left.
Coach, David Backus said that he was very emotional after today's win. After being a healthy scratch in the first game of the postseason, how has he been able to carve out a role for himself during this run?
Well, he's done what he did typically for us late in the year. He went in, played a lesser role, but played it well, high energy, physical. Played a lot with like a Corrali and Wagner type of line, or Nordstrom, and now he's moved up with Kretsch, a little different situation for him, but and he's done a real good job. I got a lot of respect for David. It wasn't easy. We had a conversation the first time we sat him out, and we did it in the playoffs as well, trying to get what we thought was the best lineup, right or wrong. He was a true pro the whole time, and now he's kind of found, I think, what he can give us every night for whether it's 10 to 14 minutes somewhere in there. Sometimes a little less if we get into penalty trouble, because right now he's not part of the penalty kill, but he's done a real good job. Listen, he's at the stage of his career. He doesn't know how many more chances he's going to get. He's never been here. So I think if we can channel that and get it out of him every night we play, I think that's really helped the team, and he's terrific in the room. So you always have to balance. We had a young kid, Kuhlman, in at the start we thought was a better fit because of the pace of the game, and you lose some of that intangible. So we balanced that the whole time. But right now we seem to have found the formula, and he's done his part and more. And like I said, I'm happy for him. He's paid his dues in this league for a long time, and he gets to go to his first Stanley Cup final. As do I, by the way.
Last one, right side, Kevin.
Bruce, you haven't had a breather here. The team hasn't had a breather here for 6 weeks. So I don't know if you're any more clued in than we are in terms of what potential scheduling can be, and how do you worry about budgeting that now as the finals approach?
Yeah, we'll enjoy this, but yeah, we've already talked about when we think we might, the scenarios. So, but there's going to be time off. I don't think we could start any earlier than a week from now. So that's a long stretch for us. So, from typically what we've had. So we'll sit down, probably make a call or two, maybe to someone who's been down this road, and see how they handled it. We do have Black Aces, a group. Would we scrimmage, one day to try to keep the edge? But even then, if you scrimmage, are guys really going to be physical against one another? They're not. So, I don't have a great answer right now. That's why we'll have to sit down internally, see what the best fit is, and ask the guys in the room. They went through it in 11. They swept Philadelphia, I believe, in the second round before they played Tampa. So they might have a good idea of how, what affected them and what the best course of action would be.